Hi, Chris Madsen here. I'd like to speak about banking and the monetary systems for a moment. Living in solutions. The world I vision is that these old systems that have been a fabricated reality cast on us since birth are now done away with, dissolved into what love itself with vision, the highest good for everyone on the planet. We can have this, and we can have it now. And so in this new paradigm, first off, there is no banking system. There are no banks, period. No lending institutions whatsoever. There is no debt, and there is no interest charged on any exchanges, nor is there actual money in the sense of the word that we know it now. No mortgages, all these things right now that we have. And now in the world that we are living in, we are so used to this box, this paradigm that we've been born into, that it's maybe hard to vision at first being anything but a slave. But you can be free. And it starts with this vision that I'm sharing now, as far as the banking and monetary system. I was just reading in The Prophet by Khalil Gibran, a beautiful masterpiece, work of art. If you haven't read it, I highly encourage you. When a mason came forth and said, "Speak to us of houses." Farther down, Khalil Gibran says, "Would that I could gather your houses into my hand, and like a sower scatter them in forest and meadow. Would the valleys were your streets, and the green paths your alleys, that you might seek one another through vineyards, and come with the fragrance of the earth in your garments. But these things are not yet to be. I proclaim that these things are now to be." Okay, first off, here we go. Rather than have to pay for where you live, your land, your space, your sacred ground that you're living on at that time, there should be zero owed on it. Exactly like a bird building a nest doesn't go pay other birds so it can have this branch and these twigs. So that's yours. And it can be very easy to make it so that it's very equitable and fair, who's living where and things like this. And that, now this is essential, is that we have right now free energy. There's infinite supplies of it. It has been suppressed. And it's been suppressed by the elite globalists, the same people that are running the banking systems and keeping us in this box that they put us in, this pseudo-reality. But so we get rid of that. Now with free energy, this completely frees you up, because one, you can be completely off the grid, which means you're free to live wherever you want. You don't have to be in a suburb with utilities. You can be wherever you want. You can be on a mountaintop or in the desert, on the shoreline, wherever. You're not relying on being part of this box system. And in that, as well, if you want a beautiful garden year-round, great. If the climate doesn't suit what you want to grow, you've got free energy. You can have all the greenhouses you want. Your vehicles can be, we've already got the technology to have vehicles that are, again, with this free energy. They again have been suppressed, so that's done with. And also, right now, we have the technology, again suppressed, so that we don't even have to have rubber on roads anymore. You can literally say have a vehicle that you fly. You just, hover above, right? And because of that, we no longer require all these roads and the maintenance and all that requires. So now, vision this, is that so okay, your family, your lifestyle, one, you have zero debt, and that where you live, that's yours, that you have no bills as far as fuel goes, and that whatever you want to grow, you certainly can. And let's all remember again that all food comes from the ground. It's a basic thing. And so now, as far as bartering, there are items required from others, etc. First off, a lot of times you can just do a barter, an exchange. I've got way too many apples, and you've got a lot of salt, so let's make an exchange here. Now there's other times where in your exchanges you may want something, but they don't have anything you want in return. That's fine. We can have a system set up, a database of some sort where, say I take a load of chamomile tea from somebody, and then so on the database it says that person is credited that amount, and I am debited that amount, meaning that as I give something else I have too many tomatoes, so I give those to somebody else, and so then that's credited. So we can work on a barter exchange system that has no interest or debt in that sense applied to it. Of course, this would be fine honed, etc. But you get the drift here. We can have systems in place where we're not slaves, where our general day-to-day lifestyle is we're following our passions and our bliss, and where we're being called into at any one time. This goes into all sorts of different avenues, but the essential thing I'm trying to say here is that as far as a monetary and banking system, what we have right now is to keep us in bondage and slaves and forever working. We don't need that model. We can have a model that brings us freedom from all of that. Now, one big mistake that we make in life in this pseudo-reality that we're in here is equating jobs and working to abundance. We have to, in Living Love's vision, get beyond that and equate jobs as slavery, because that's really what it is. Jobs equals slavery. You're selling and your time and all that you are for that. And so, where we want to get to is the place where we're operating out of love, out of our passion. Now, in this realm that I'm talking about here, people are, their essence is this one. They want to touch lives. They want to be part of solutions. You know, they also want this freedom that I'm talking about. So we can have both. You can bet under this system, all of our needs, like health, I wouldn't call them hospitals, I would call them wellness centers. You know, things like that, they will be taken care of. Things that need to be managed in some way, you know, we will have the systems. We can use technology to our advantage, etc. So as far as monetary and banking goes, there are no banks. Done. You know, you don't need to borrow money from a banking system. We can have mainly, first off, pretty well everything you require you already have just by the osmosis of the system, by having your own property, having the free energy, etc. You know, so yeah, so there we go. And so from this seed, you can vision yourself. Wow, this is, you know, how we can find wholeness and etc. Talk about it. Make YouTube videos, etc. Let's share this. Perhaps have conferences on ways to do this. And with that, thank you for being part of the solution. On page 31 here in the prophet that I have, said, then a mason came forth and said, speak to us of houses. I read the first part. In the beginning now, he says, build of your imaginings a bower in the wilderness ere you build a house within the city walls. For even as you have homecomings in your twilight, so has the wanderer in you, the ever distant and alone. Your house is your larger body. It grows in the sun and sleeps in the stillness of the night, and it is not dreamless. Does not your house dream, and dreaming leave the city for grove or hilltop? And really what he's saying there, as far as the way I grasp it, is that just like the vineyards and things, wouldn't it be nice to have to go through a vineyard to go see your neighbor? You know, things like that, rather than a Walmart parking lot, you know? And so let's have this vision, you know, let's do it. Thank you.